So welcome everyone to this webinar today. We at Leadership and Sustainability are very proud and welcome you all to this Higg FEM 2024 cadence updates. So once more, we are very pleased for having you all here today. Okay, so having a bit of background for myself, my name is Sandra Teixeira. I have a chemical engineer degree and a master degree in energy engineering from Portugal. I have counted more than 24 years in experience in the textile sector, which 11 of those years were spent in the industrial field in the wet processes. Also, taking in account the variety of roles that I have taken, I would like to highlight the research that I did during my master's degree, also the quality assurance, developing new products, team management in a Portuguese retail brand, and also working as chemical sales engineers. From the last few years, since 2018, I've been performing environmental audits in several European countries, as well in Latin America, and also including water and energy assessment, as well chemical risk assessments. We would like to give you some notes regarding this webinar today, and in order to ensure the best audio quality, you will be muted, but please feel free to address your questions throughout the Q&A function here in your left hand, on your right-hand side, so you can write there your questions. And at the end of this session, we will have a place designated to answer all the questions that you may have during this presentation. We also would like to advise you that these materials are copyrighted by Cascale Leadership and Sustainability, so please refrain yourself to share them outside of your organization. For today's agenda, we have, as usual, the welcome and LES introduction, also the Higg FEM 2024 cadence overview, the facility data management, that is the new heads for this year, also section 1, site information and permits, and environmental management system, section 2, some added value in implementing the Higg FEM, about leadership and sustainability, and the question and discussion at the end of this session as referred. So the benefits for an organization in adopting Higg FEM, there are the risk mitigation that will help your organizations in a proactive in order to identify and address environmental risks such as resource scarcity or non-compliance with future regulations. So we'll reduce the potential of reducing potential financial and reputation damages. Also, we have enhanced sustainability that aligns your business practice with the global sustainability standards. Regarding cost saving, also identifies the inefficiencies in resource use, leading to cost reductions in energy, water, and wastewater. Regarding the regulatory compliance, also here, Higg FEM requires that facility to report on permits and the expiration dates, and this requires the facilities to have a system to monitor and update the regulatory requirements. Regarding data-driven decision-making, here, that provides the organizations with a detailed and measurable insights into their environmental impact, enable informed strategies and prioritizing sustainability initiatives to maximize efficiency and impact. Transparency and credibility. So builds trust with stakeholders by showcasing commitment to sustainability throughout the verified data. So improved regulatory compliance will ensure adherence to evolving environmental regulations and industry requirements, and competitive advantage that positions the organization as a leader in sustainability and will appeal to conscientious consumers and partners. And the last is that the supply chain cooperation will promote shared accountability and improvement across supply chain partners. So diving a bit into the cadence from 2024 and having the overview. Here we have the schedule for the 2024 Higg FEM cycle. And as usual, you can purchase your modules from November 2024 until October 2025. The assessment can be done since November 2024 until December 2025, and you can post your modules from January 2025, until December 2025. And the verification also can be conducted from January 2025 until December 31 of December 2025. Please note that the deadline for self-assessment with content locked for benchmarking is only until 30 of April. So if you wish that, you need to have your verification, your self-assessment done by then. And now having this overview of the framework of the Higg FEM 4.0 and the areas. So the Higg FEM 4.0 framework is a sustainability assessment tool that is designed to measure a facility environmental performance across 7 crucial areas. These areas are essential to understand and improving your organization's environmental footprint and sustainability efforts. So there are 8 sections and 7 impact areas of the Higg FEM framework. The first one is the information and permits that collects key facility details and verifies compliance with environmental regulations throughout the necessary permits and licenses. Then we have environmental management system, and this section is focusing on the strategies, the policies, and the procedures that your organization has in place to manage the environmental impacts in an effective way. The energy and greenhouse gas emissions, and here the emphasis is on the energy consumption, the energy efficiency, the greenhouse gas emissions associated with your facilities operations. Then we have the water, and here the impact area addresses water consumption, water efficiency, and the responsible use of water resources within your facility. Sorry, I jumped. Also, the wastewater management, and this section deals with the management, the wastewater management, the treatment, the disposal of wastewater that was generated during your facility operations. In the air emissions, the impact area covers the emissions of air pollutants from your facility, including both point source and mobile sources. And the waste management, the focus is on the generation, the handling, and the disposal of waste, including both hazard and non-hazard waste streams. And finally, the chemical management, and here the impact area is concerned with the responsible use of chemicals, responsible use, handling, storage, and disposal of these chemicals within your facility. So by addressing each one of these impact areas, your environmental management efforts at your organization, you will be well positioned to enhance the sustainability performance. So here, let's take a look at this slide that is discussing the methodology for the Higg FEM 4.0. And these methodologies ensure that facility first establish a solid foundation in the basic practice, such as compliance, impact, data tracking, and management system before progressing to more advanced practices in higher scores. So in order to achieve this, the facilities must score in level 1 questions before advancing to level 2 and level 3 questions. So looking closer, level 1 is all about raising awareness and basic management of the environmental impacts and tracking impact data and implementing basic management systems and practices. On the level 2, the focus is setting baselines and targets in impact areas, implementing improvements and achieving short-term milestones. In the level 3 is about adopting leading aspirational practices and engaging with local communities to drive positive environmental change. So by adhering these methodologies, facilities can ensure a structured and systematic approach to their environmental management, setting a stage for continuous improvement. Here in this slide, we can see that are 3 key changes in the 2024 cadence that were rolled out. So the first one is the verification, and the scope was expanded to all questions in level 1, including waste impact quantitative data metrics, and in addition to the energy, greenhouse gas emissions, water, wastewater, and air emissions that were already included in the previous cadences. For facilities that are not achieving level 1, each of the sections, level 2 and level 3 questions, are now optional within that respective section, and they can be answered, but this will not count towards completing the scoring. So means that you can answer all questions level 2 and level 3, even if you don't achieve level 1 scores, but will not interfere in your final scoring. So WorldWith facility data management that is integrated, although this is also an option, allows users for input data quantitative environmental metrics, both monthly or quarterly, within your FEM data complying annual in the Higg FEM. So this is an addition now and a new in this cadence 2024. Looking at the verification for FEM 2024, so you can find the updated How to Higg verification protocol in this link. Also for Higg FEM 2024, only a core verification covering all level 1 questions will be conducted, including waste quantitative metrics. For facilities that are not achieving level 1 in each of the sections, level 2 and level 3 are now optional within that respective sections, that they can answer but will not be counted towards the scoring. And the Higg FEM core verification question set consists of all Higg primary questions and additional Higg FEM questions covering essential quantitative metrics. And also, the Higg FEM generalist verifier will be able to conduct the verification for all FEM core verifications. Looking a bit more into the facility data manager, and here since in order to operate in a successful and responsible way today, marketplaces, brands need current and complete views of their supply chains, impact and plans in order to drive environmental improvements. So essential work of collaboration with manufacturers, setting targets and measuring progress sits with sustainability teams that are often have too much to do with too few resources. So this makes the task of preparation for regulations that require more concrete data and strategies a bit daunting. So that's why Worley has launched the Facility Data Manager, the FEM, a new solution that enables brands and manufacturers to effectively track progress towards the decarbonization targets on a monthly basis, preparing for regulatory reporting and make decisions that accelerate the environmental improvements. So here we can historically, the brands and supply chain partners have only formally reviewed the environmental impacts data once a year. But to meet the regulatory requirements for brands, we will need more recent view of the environmental impacts. And with Facility Data Manager, brands and manufacturers can assess monthly the quantitative data across energy, the water, the waste, and other impact areas throughout the one shared dashboard view, which will help to support them and prepare for reporting. So World's platform has made it easier to collect data from every single manufacturer, offering a simple, user-friendly data submission process, with features to bulk uploads and automated communication. Worley helps companies to maximize engagement for their manufacturing partners to ensure that they report the right data on time. So the quantitative data can be rolled forward from the previous cadence, and the quantitative data, if available in the Facility Data Manager with a minimum of 12 months, can be imported into the FEM module. So I think this is a very good tool to support the facilities in order to have always the accuracy, to always have the accuracy of your data every month. So World's Facility Data Management is integrated within the Higg FEM starting in January 2025, and the FEM fields cover up 100% of the quantitative FEM level 1 questions, of course, depending on which data the facility puts into the FEM. The option to import will appear directly in Higg FEM if a facility has 12 months of data in the Facility Data Management. Sorry. So going to the change from the FEM 4.0 2023-2024 cadence. And here covering the section 1 for site information and permits. We have selected some questions that we found that's relevant for you. So regarding site and info permits, questions related to on-site water treatment. Does your facility have on-site water treatment, pre-treatment, or wastewater treatment? And here, if you will answer yes, a sub-question will appear and ask you how many employees are engaged in the operations and regular maintenance for the water treatment processes. Another question that is important or relevant in the site and info permit is the facility's greenhouse gas emissions included in the board incorporated disclosure? And what are the platforms that you are using, if it is CDP, the corporate website, or sustainability reports, or any other, you should describe that information in the platform. Another question regarding and this is also regarding the previous question, as the suggested uploaded in order to prove which are you're engaging, you should upload the greenhouse gas emission reporting or copy the link to the reporting platform. That will be important to always upload the necessary documentation. We often find that the facilities answer the question, but then the documentation or the supporting documents are not uploaded accordingly. So for site info and permits, there are changes in this cadence or in the cadence 2024, and in total 3 new questions and 3 new sub-questions were added. And here we have question 8, that as your facility or facility personnel attended to a scale approved Higg FEM training course provided by a Higg FEM training body within the past 24 months. This is one of the new questions in the permits. Also, does your facility have a claimed Open Supply Hub ID? And the new sub-question attached to this one is to please provide your Open Supply Hub ID. And is your facility part of a larger group of facilities, subsidiary only owned by a parent company? And also here we have a new sub-question, that is, what is the Higg FEM Worldly Account ID for your parent company, if you have one? And another sub-question, what is the Open Supply Hub ID if your parent company, in case you have one. So these were added, these cadence for 2024 data verification in the section of site info and permits. Going into the environmental and management system section. So the environmental and management system is an holistic strategy and process to identify and track and manage the environmental impacts at your facility over time. Of course, it's possible to make significant changes in your facility without having a comprehensive plan, but however, your facility can only maximize the environmental performance by setting long-term strategy that will inform your decision-making in the environmental management. So also here we have selected some questions that we find relevant for you in this cadence. And we can see also the distribution of the questions across the level 1, level 2, and level 3. And in bold, we can see the question that was added in the new cadence for 2024. That is question 11 for level 1, data quality management. And the questions that are underlined here are the questions that were new adds in the previous cadence of 2023. So as example for level 1 question, and the FEM still has a lot of focus on employee training. And does your facility provide training to employees on environmental awareness and company environmental management strategy? And as sub-questions to this question, if you answer yes, how many employees were trained? How frequently do you train your employees, and how do you evaluate your employees after the training? How do you evaluate the knowledge of your employees after this training? Another one, and and according to the documentation that you should upload, because different levels of training may be provided based on your employee's position and responsibilities. However, it's suggested that the documentation is uploaded demonstrating that the facility has conducted the employee trainings, for example, training plans that identify the training schedules, what type of training or what for all the levels of the employees. The training attendance records, the training material used for the environmental training, post-training evaluation procedures or record. So all this documentation should be shared in the platform. So is supporting your answers. Usually, sometimes when we are doing these verifications, we found that this information is not uploaded, or facilities still have to collect all these during the verification. So it's really important that you have all these together with you and already shared them in the platform. Another question for level 1 for the environmental management system is regarding soil and groundwater contamination. So can you please confirm there is no soil and groundwater contamination at your facility? And as questions, please describe how your facility prevents such contamination. Is your facility remediating, or have you remediated the issue? Upload the documentation, the photograph, the report, the action plan, the legal notice, if any. So, and describe the contamination in detail if there is the case. So you should always collect all the necessary information that supports your answers and justify and clarifies what was the issue and that the issue was already remediated. Additionally, as supporting or suggesting the uploads, so the showing contamination at the facility site, the soil or groundwater investigation reports, the current environmental impact assessment also could be a supporting document. Documentation with the remediation activities like records of spill response, the cleanup of activities or the procedures that you may have, the remediation action plans, and the post-cleaning investigations. So regarding the environmental management system here, the changes are in total 1 new questions for the cadence 2024. And this question is question 11. As we saw previously, does your facility have a data quantitative management system for quantitative metrics? And here you should answer yes if your facility tracks and reports quantitative metrics data in Higg FEM and has the data quality management system for quantitative metrics that covers all applicable environmental data at the facility, like the energy, the water, the use, the waste generation, etc. And this is tracked, and the system includes the documents like documented roles and responsibilities, the centralized data collection and management procedures, the capacity building and training of the staff on environmental data quality and principles, and internal quality assurance procedures. So all of these should be added once you, in order to answer yes to that question. So we would like also to give you some information, additional information about our offers and where we are based. So here you can see the map of leadership and sustainability team, where we are placed around the globe. We have local experts in several countries as Bangladesh, Cambodia, China, Egypt, Germany, India, Indonesia, Pakistan, Portugal, Romania, Tunisia, Turkey, and Vietnam. So you can always use go through our LES Academy platform, that is a self-paced learning platform for your sustainability education. You can take a look and see which courses we have there that may interest you in order to progress in your sustainability journey. And also here you may find our global team, where you can see our website, our email contacts, and also our phone numbers. Please feel free to reach out to us with any query or any question that you may have, and be free to do that.